In this question, we have three different representations of quadratic relationships. In A, we have a graph, in B, we have an equation, in C, we have a table. And the goal of this video is to figure out the vertex of all three of these and then pick out the vertex that has the smallest y value. Now let's take a look at part A here. What is the vertex? Well, a vertex is the turning point where the parabola changes direction. So imagine on this parabola right here, we're going to go downwards, and all of a sudden it shifts and goes upwards. Right? That point where it switches direction, that's going to be the vertex. So in this particular part, A, the vertex is going to be an x value of 4 and then a y value of 1. So we're going to have 4 comma 1, right? Move on to B. In B, we can't see a vertex just by looking at it because it's in an equation form. Well, I'm going to use Desmos.com to graph this equation. So I'm going to click Start Graphing. My coordinate system pops up, and I'm going to plug in my equation. Y equals x squared, and then we arrow down, minus 4x. We have our graph that pops up over here. And if we move the cursor right around here where our vertex is, you can see that the point comes out when you click it, and it says that it's 2 comma negative 4. So that's going to be the vertex. Now that we have the vertex, all we really want is the y value. So if I look at my y value here, that's going to be negative 4. Okay. If I look at my y value here, that was 1. Forgot to do that. Okay. So far this y value is the biggest. Now I'm going to look at part C, and part C is just a table. We don't have an equation that we could plug into Desmos at all. So I'm going to just plot all these points. So I'm going to start off with my x and y axis here. This is going to be y, my x, and I'm going to plot the first point, which is negative 4 comma 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and then negative 3 comma 3. So I'm going to go left 3 and then up 1, 2, 3. And then negative 2 comma 4. So I'm going to go negative 2 to the left, and then I go up 4. That's going to be about here. And then negative 1 comma 3. That's going to be right here, and then up to 3 there. And then 0 comma 0 is the origin. There we go. So if I draw a line through all these points, or I should say a curve, we're going to have a parabola. And remember, we're looking for the vertex, which is right there. That's going to be the change in direction. And if I look closely, I could see that my x value is negative 2. And then going across to my y-axis, my y was 4. So we've got negative 2 comma 4, and that was this point right here. So now that I know my vertex, I can check out my y value there, which is 4. So the y value of the vertex for C is going to be 4. And our question was asking for the smallest y value, which ended up being negative 4. So our answer is going to be B here.